Steelers currently leading the AFC North with a 4-1 record after beating the Browns 23-9. It's a quiet 4-1 record. They face yet another division opponent, the Bengals, this Thursday, who have a new starting quarterback in Joe Flacco, as we know, who was traded by the Browns to Cincinnati before Week 6. Mike Tomlin had some words about it.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
I love Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
Forever and always.
I love him.
I mean, there's no lies detected there, but nonetheless, does he have a fair complaint, Steelers fan Stephen A?
Yes, I don't want to say it's unfair. I mean, he's right. He's right with what he's saying, but I'm just like, well, no, I think he's right about what he's saying. But why should the Browns be concerned about where it's all about the assets that you get, what you're looking for. You got Joe Flacco. What can you get for Joe Flacco? You know, say you got somebody desperate enough to give us a couple of picks for him or whatever. What are you going to do? I'm just saying they're not thinking about, you know, the division moving forward next year, the year after, or anything like that. And they know how much they're hurting. And you know, if the Bengals come and they're so desperate that they're willing to make an offer, it's like, it's no big deal to me. You're dealing as a team. You're not looking at the AFC North. You're not thinking about Pittsburgh or Baltimore, the fact that they're within your division. You're thinking about, listen, we got an asset that we want to get rid of. What can we get in return for his services? And it's just that simple. So for Mike Tomlin to comment about it, I mean, he has every right to do it. I don't think he's wrong with what he's saying, because I do think that's an aberration. That's an anomaly. I don't think that's normal. But the fact that it happened is not a big deal.
Yeah, but nobody questioned what the Cleveland Browns were doing. We all praised it and said it made sense. Joe Flacco in 4 games led the league in turnovers. They were done with him. The Cleveland Browns are in a reconnaissance mission to figure out what they got in those young QBs and whether or not those guys can be a part of the solution at that position moving forward. Nobody questioned the logic behind Andrew Berry trading Joe Flacco. You signed a guy in the offseason, and guess what? You were able to flip him and get a mid-round draft pick for it. Yeah. Congratulations to you.
That's not
it's a brilliant move.
Tomlin was saying, though.
But here's the problem. It only makes Mike Tomlin's job that much harder.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's tired of looking across the sideline against AFC North opponents and seeing Joe Flacco as the quarterback.
For sure.
And then, oh, by the way, at Pittsburgh's facility, they got projectors in film, too.
Yeah.
They know that Joe Flacco is a much more competent quarterback than Jake Browning is. And when you got them 2 avatars out there playing wide receiver and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, with a big-armed quarterback like Joe Flacco, they're going to have more than a puncher's chance in any single game that they play. So where before, the Cincinnati Bengals were one of those teams you could pencil in a dub in the ledger, not no more.
Right.
And that's what Mike Tomlin knows on a short week against a division rival.
Yeah, I think, look, I love it, because this is like when we played, like, you never helped out your opponent. It didn't matter. In any division opponents, you never helped them out. It didn't matter what was happening to you. You weren't going to help them out. So I like that from Tomlin. I'm like, it's a little nasty, but I appreciate it. But let's be real about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, when they played the Colts last year, basically told his defense, keep AR standing up and upright, because we don't want to see Flacco. They get hurt, and then Flacco comes in and beats them. So you know what I mean? So it's like, he gets it. He knows. He's seen Flacco in Baltimore. He's seen Flacco, the difficulty he can give you. He understands the quality of who that player is. I think, you know, from his perspective, it makes his job much tougher than had they faced, you know, Browning before. But I just love it, because he says so many great things. This is the first time he's personally offended. Like, you know, like, hey man, like this is a shot at Andrew. But to your point, if you're the Browns, you do business. They're nowhere near being in this mix of the AFC North. So why not? Why not get some kind of capital, some kind of
1,000%. But let's keep it a buck. Like, I understand playing Joe Flacco is a lot harder than playing Jake Browning. But if you're Mike Tomlin, you have no excuse not to take advantage of the misfortune of all of the teams in the AFC North.
He knows
Lamar
that.
Jackson hurt, Joe Burrow hurt, the Cleveland Browns rolling out rookie quarterbacks. You got out to a 4-1 start.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no excuse.
No. Well, he doesn't have any excuse.
Not to dominate this division.
Not like, I mean, but I'm just saying, the tone of your delivery right there. let's couch that a bit. He is doing it. He is taking advantage of it. You know, they're 4-1, because we didn't look at the Steelers and expect them to be 4-1 after 5 games.
No.
We certainly didn't expect them to be atop of the AFC North. But they are
are.
Yeah.
So he's actually taking advantage. He's doing what you're saying.
Stephen A.
He's doing what you said.
They were the same last year.
I understand
They started
that.
out 8-2.
I agree with
what
that.
What happened?
I agree with that.
Exactly.
So, all right, but we ain't there
They
yet.
only
We
won
ain't
2
there
of the
yet.
final
Right
7.
now, he's taking advantage. Lamar Jackson's coming back in a couple of weeks. Lamar Jackson's coming back in a couple of weeks. Okay? He's right there.
Stephen A. They have a 77% chance, according to our FBI, to win their division. The only team in football that has a better chance is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we'll see about that with what's going on with the Carolina Panthers
you should definitely-
and the Atlanta
you should
Falcons.
definitely-
But
you
I'm
should
just saying,
definitely
they have
be-
no,
Okay,
the
hold
Steelers
on.
have no choice.
It's a little bit
no
disingenuous that you just threw that number out because last week the Ravens were still favored to win that division. Last week they were favored.
They were favored.
Which is
They
crazy.
were favored in your eyes because they weren't favored in mine.
I'm talking about
I wrote the Ravens
By
off
the
weeks
books
ago.
you just referenced.
I wrote the Ravens off weeks ago.
71%. Last week it was the Ravens were supposed to get.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know who's doing them, but I'm betting against that.
Yeah,
one. For sure. Whatever money I can do on
And
that
we
one,
can- and
I'm
we-
mad dog betting that
listen,
one.
the books got it wrong last week. They
Okay,
got it
hold
right this
on.
week.
Now, wait a minute. First of all, Lamar Jackson might be coming back, but if they decide to trade away half of their players at the trade deadline, the Ravens might
They
look
were
like a much
bad
different
even
team.
when Lamar Jackson was there.
Their defense was atrocious
They're
as well.
awful.
Okay,
Not
atrocious.
the offense.
So there's that. This division is terrible, the AFC North. Let's just call it what it is.
Yes.
What Mike Tomlin's saying isn't wrong, though.
Right.
Who the heck says this? In the most crowded quarterback room in all of the National Football League said, Joe Flacco's going to be my starter, and then decides to trade him to a division opponent. He's not lying. He was right.
He's not lying. But you know what? Listen, Joe Flacco, I mean, he torched the Steelers last year when he was playing with the Colts. We get that part too. But the bottom line is that Cleveland might think he's so bad right now. You know what you complain about Mike Tomlin, you should be able to beat him at this stage of point in his career. You could have that kind of mentality. I understand that. Mike Tomlin is not wrong, however, with what he's saying. The point is valid. It's just that it really, really shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter at this point. Go handle your business.
I like him taking shots.
It was
Thank
odd,
you.
but
I love
it was odd him calling out Andrew
I love it.
Berry
All right, we
by
gotta go.
name, though.
Yeah.
That was odd.
Brian Branch is suspended for 1 game. Was the punishment, though, justified? Chris Canty just waiting to dive into.
They should.
It's the scrappy image, and it's also that they won a lot of close games, and they had a close game against the Jets. They're close game against the Texans. They're close games against teams that we don't necessarily think are great challenges.
That's fair.
The fact that they're finding ways to win in the situation is promising. When they get their guys back, maybe these games won't be close.
Yeah. They are a proven. I mean, they're a 4-time defending division champ.
Yeah.
It's not like we've never seen this group win.
Right.
And someone made the point that there's still a lot of guys on that team that won the Super Bowl. Like, we think about them as though there's quite a few guys left on what was a championship team. We feel like, well, Brady left. This is a whole new team. It's not a whole new team.
No.
There are other guys on that team who can play. The defense is very good. It just, when you put the question up there, who is? Like, who
When
is
healthy?
the best team in the NFL? Forgetting healthy, just who's the best team?
Probably
It's
the
a-
Chiefs.
It probably, like, if you had to bet your money on it right now, it probably would be the Chiefs.
It is.
They just came
I'm
up
going
with-
Indy. I'm going Indy.
And
No,
it's-
you're not.
I would
You
right
believe
now.
the Colts are the
right
best
now.
I mean, if you look
right
at the resumes of the teams that are right now, who's had the best wins? I think if we're doing it college style, like the Colts they've
real.
actually beat down a number
Good
of teams they're
teams.
supposed to. The Chiefs are 2 weeks away from a loss to Jacksonville,
Right.
who then just lost to Seattle.
Yeah.
So like it's
So
I
I
don't
understand.
know.
Seattle's the best team.
So by the transitive
Seattle.
postulate there, all right, one way or another, we'll see. There's a lot of overreaction to be done, and we'll continue doing it. But I told you we had 4